Is it working? I think it is. Okay. Apparently not. Okay. I am back in my normal clothes. Ew, sticky. Ugh, this house is a mess. Having multiple jobs is nice and all and fun, but definitely not much time for getting the house in order and making food and just taking care of everything else. So yeah, can't wait to have this one full day to myself where I'm just doing house chores and cleaning. Man, this light is like the most unflattering light in human history, but who cares? We're all close enough now that you can see me in unflattering light. Who cares? So I'm just gonna, I didn't really eat anything today, to be honest. So I was at my first job this morning, early this morning, or not that early, no, normal time I would say. And then I got home, I changed, no, I didn't even get changed, I was in my weird dress, and I went to my other job after that for another 3.5 hours or 4 hours. And yeah, 1 second. The hubby is playing Assassin's Creed over there, minding his business. So just had to turn down the video game. Otherwise, you would have to listen to Assassin's Creed sounds. He's playing the new Japanese version, or not Japanese version, the new version, or the new game that plays in Japan. And it looks pretty cool, honestly. I'm even thinking about playing it maybe. But the question is, when do I have the time to play a video game? That is my question at the moment. I can't even clean the house properly. Or, yeah. Gotta pick up the dog. Hi, Funny. You just read the mail? Nice. A spider? There's never been a spider in my apartment. If you said that to me when I'm in Germany in my house, I would definitely screamed, but because there's a lot of spiders. But here in America, everything is pest controlled everywhere, so no spiders surviving that. I'm a big fan of that, by the way. I saw so many people today when I was driving to work, spraying Roundup in their gardens. And I'm like, why? I know it's a lot of manual labor to get rid of weeds manually, but don't do the Roundup. I gotta pick up my dog. He's about to jump off the bed, and he's too old for that. I'm doing good. How about yourself? Mushrooms. They smell good. Onion. Yep. Don't touch it. You can smell. Did you know that dogs can have onions? It's poisonous for them, so don't feed your dogs onions. Worth a shot. Yeah, why not? You're right. I am making some, hi, Dream Philosopher, by the way. I think you're new. I've never seen your name before, or maybe I did and I just forgot, so I apologize. It's hard to remember all names sometimes. I am making just some quick onions and shiitake mushrooms and some cabbage in the pan, and then I'm just going to add some frozen dumplings that I still have in the freezer. Just some refrigerator meal, basically. Just get rid of some of the stuff I have. So I'm just gonna chop the onion and the cabbage. Basically just making a quick stir fry. And then I'm gonna add the dumplings, put on the lid on the pan, and then I'm just gonna let it steam so the dumplings get cooked. Nothing fancy. I was busy all day, so I'm just craving some food now. Haven't really had the time to eat anything. Cats are meowing. The dog is right behind me wanting something. It's one of those days. Good thing I don't have children. That would be another factor that I would have to consider or take care of. So my lips are so dry, by the way. I've been outside all day, or half the day, and it was so windy. I don't think onion is Oscar proof. No, probably not. And it's probably good because it's poisonous for dogs. Dog. The size of the onion and the cabbage pieces are making my Asian eyes squint. Do you really know how to slice vegetables? Haha. Yes, I do. I worked as a chef for 6 years. So I'm cutting them, not the onion sliced rings, the onion rings size. I'm cutting them like this. That's what I usually do when I have like a stir fry. So they look like this. And then cabbage, I just like it a little bit bigger. It's easier to eat like that for me personally. I don't like having like too many small pieces of food. I like it very rustic. And maybe I'm just lazy with cutting, so could be both. So I don't really care if my veggies are cut nicely. If I do cook for other people, I will put more effort into it, but if it's just for myself, I'll just do it very rustic. Are you hiding somebody in your walls? Why is that? Because they look weird? They're so high? Yeah, those walls are obnoxiously high, or ceilings. I don't know what the architect was thinking when he made that, but it definitely is not very good for keeping the heat in or cooling the place down. It requires a lot of energy. It looked cool first when I moved in here. I was like, oh, that looks nice. But then the longer you live here, the more you'll find out why it's not actually cool, or it's just not very good with energy, or yeah, I don't know. You can never put a picture up high on the wall. Like they go really high. I'll show you. And the funny part was when my landlord told me that I have to change all the batteries from the fire alarm up there. I was like, oh, sure, I'll do that once I have my Spider-Man hands. I'll try. I wouldn't even know how to fit a ladder into this building. Maybe there's like extendable ladders that I could use, but guess I would just have to ask someone to come over and pay money for it, because there's no way I can get up there. My identification card. I wish I knew what you were talking about, but I don't. Thank you, Eddie. I've got to fix the bike holder in my car. I've been postponing it for a long time, but I'm gonna bike every day for 10 miles at least. Gotta shed some kilos. I feel you. I haven't been at the gym in forever. I used to be I think it's called a gym rat here in America. Someone that went to the gym every single day. Break days were always my least favorite days. I was really, I don't want to say obsessed, but kind of. And now it's quite the opposite. Now I'm obsessed. Oh, what do you want? I'm obsessed with staying home. but I guess life is always fluctuating, so I'm hopeful I'm getting back into the mindset, or maybe I just have to force myself, because I definitely feel not as good as I used to. I'm just not as fit. And I'm not just talking about looks or anything, just meaning like health-wise, of yeah, just feeling more energized and all that. So I think it's really important to keep a good balance with work and working out and eating. So I've been really snacking these last couple weeks. Or months, not just weeks. Anne Frank. Yeah. Good old Anne Frank. Smoke detectors, right? Yes, that's a smoke detector. I had to do that as well. My landlord was like, just buy some AA batteries. Yeah, I mean, I would totally do it. I don't mind doing it, but if your ceilings are I'd say 15 feet high, it's so tricky to get up there. So I have no idea what they thought when they made that, or how people are supposed to get up there to change the fire extinguisher. But yeah, let me show you. So I'm frying the onion right now until it gets nice and brown. And I just realized that I don't have soy sauce anymore. Sad. I don't have the consistency, honestly. I'm a tiny fella and barely weigh 160 pounds. My ideal weight is 140, and shedding those 20 pounds have been hard. I feel like it's always those last couple pounds, right, that are the hardest. The first ones are probably the easiest, because it's usually a lot of water retention in the body, and then it really gets into the nitty-gritty. The storages, the emergency storages of the body. So for me it's more like, I've always been pretty skinny, or pretty skinny, but on the skinny side. I even got bullied in school for being too skinny, apparently, with some people, whatever that is. But now I'm definitely not skinny anymore, but I still feel comfortable and all that. But for me it's more the opposite. When I go to the gym, I want to gain some weight, like I want to gain some muscles and some body mass. Yeah, I don't know, I think it's maybe just like an insecurity from the past, when people always told me I'm too skinny, that I feel like I need to like build up a little bit. So, and it's also for myself. It's not just for looks or anything. I just feel more healthy when I have a little bit more muscles and I'm more in shape. Right now I just feel like I'm thick and a blob at the same time. Just talking about my own perception of myself, not anyone else. Like, everyone's body is perfect the way it is, or if you don't feel like it, you can always work on it. You know what I mean? Just talking about myself right now. But today I was wearing this huge dress I was working at a settlement this morning until afternoon. There was a settlement from the 1800s, so we were all wearing those old dresses and looking like people from the 1800s, so that was really cool. And I liked the dress. It was just like a white dress where you could hide any extra pounds, so to say, and it looked really nice. I like it. Definitely on the heavy side, so it's not easy to walk with a dress like that. So I feel sorry for the girls that had to wear them every day in the past, because it's definitely not as easy as wearing pants, getting around, especially when you're walking a lot. I'm gonna chop some garlic real quick. And my experience on cooking haven't been helping too much, honestly. I've been eating too much. Oh, so you like cooking too? That's cool. And yeah, I've been eating too much too, or too much of the wrong stuff, I guess. Interesting, right? I drink 3 liters of water every day, and I don't think it's water weight, it's that beer belly. Yeah, for me it's that pouch too. That's the most, like even when I was really skinny when I was younger, I'm talking about really, really skinny, I would still have my little, I was called a baby belly pouch. Only that there was no baby in there. I guess that's really the hardest part, or the hardest fat to lose around that belly. I think that's the same for everyone. Body image versus health is a huge debate in itself. I agree. I think you really can be healthy. I don't want to get too much into it because it's definitely a debate, like you said. I think you can be really healthy in many shapes and forms and ways, and I think the mental health is also something people always forget, and they always talk about the body health or the weight and stuff. I hate this knife. What was I about to say? And garlic makes everything taste better. But what kind of fruit do you like to make, honey? Do you have any favorites or just everything? Because you said you experiment, so it sounds like you're open-minded to everything. I'm so upset that I don't have soy sauce anymore. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, you did dress up as a vintage Bavarian. No, not that. Maybe I'll do that for the Renaissance Fair. We're gonna have a Renaissance Festival again in Tennessee in May. So last year I went there, but I didn't dress up as anything. But this year I would like to dress up. I never did that before. I only did it for Carnival in Germany. We always celebrate Carnival there, and I haven't done it since my early 20s, I think. So that'd be cool to dress up. There were a lot of costumes at the Renaissance Fair, and they look really nice and fun. So I'm thinking about doing it too, but I just don't know as what. So maybe I'll have you guys vote on something, and I'll give you some options to vote from. And then that takes away the decision from me, because I'm such a bad decision maker. So yeah, that's always the worst part for me. So I'm glad I got you guys, and I can ask you for your opinions, and then maybe I'll just do what you guys tell me, and I'll throw out some ideas out there, or maybe we can all collect some ideas together. Bavarian, what did you say? Bavarian, vintage Bavarian. That would be an idea. But I don't know if I could do it, since I'm not a Bavarian. I'm from a different state in Germany. I'm from the state on the left side from Bavaria, in the very south, close to Switzerland, where the Alps are, close to the Alps. And maybe I'll dress up as a Black Forest person. They have funny hats, but I don't know where I would get something like this here in America. I don't have soy sauce anymore or anything like it, so I'm just going to use this barbecue sauce, Japanese barbecue sauce, just for a little bit of flavor and some salt. I know it's more for dipping than for frying, but I'm going to add some grated ginger. I usually like to use fresh ginger, but I'm too lazy today, So it's the ginger paste for today. Some simple meal. Definitely smells good. Gonna add some salt. By the way, guys, buy some nice salt. So much salt here in America has, or the salt here in America has so many unnecessary ingredients in it. I couldn't believe it. Like, I know that I always read the ingredients here in America in everything I buy, even in baking powder and stuff, because I found out after living here for a while that even in baking powder they add some super unnecessary stuff. So you gotta read everything. Hi, I said hi, Ami. My brain is fried today. Hi, Shuriken. Good to see you here. And thank you for doing that. Funny, if you don't mind it, I will add you. I'll give you some more, how to say, I'll give you some, I can't think of the word right now. My brain is in German mode for some reason, even though I didn't speak any German today. But if you want to, you can remove comments and stuff if you feel like it, if someone gets annoying or something, or mean. I get those jiaozi, or I think mandu in Korean, pot stickers in America, or the name. We are cooking, I'll show you. Yes, power to the funny and insightfuls among us. I just made some shiitake mushrooms and some cabbage and just like a stir fry with onions and some Japanese barbecue sauce because I'm out of soy sauce. Unfortunately, I think that's the first time in my life that I'm out of soy sauce. Well, not in my life, but since I cook. And now I'm just going to add some vegetable, jiaozi, pot stickers, dumplings, whatever you want to call them. Mandu, gyoza. Yes, they got all names. I miss those times where, in Germany, when I made those pot stickers myself with my best friends. They have Chinese heritage, my parents, and would always make the dumplings from scratch. So one of us would make the dough, one would make the filling, and then in the end we would have like a little production line going on in our living room or the kitchen. So one would roll out the dough and make little round doughs. One would put the filling in and the other one would fold it together in a nice way so you get that folding pattern. I was not the one that doing that because I'm not good with the folding of the jiaozi. I'm more good with the filling and all that. Hi Marco, how's life going in Ohio without the wife at home? I'm a bad moderator. I typical troll people back and never delete unless it's absolutely obscene. No, that's totally fine. I'm the same. Like, really, if you guys see something that's not like hurting anyone's feelings, or using like bad words that are not supposed to be used, usually YouTube would delete them automatically, but you never know. So if it's not that extreme, you can just leave it in there. I really don't give an S, like really. I think it's more amusing sometimes. Like Funny just said, like it's I don't say anything bad because I don't want to feed into it, because I know that is what those people want, and I don't like to give them what they want because I don't know. And maybe it's just their only outlet, you know, they have, and that's the only way they communicate, which is really sad. But if it brings them immediate satisfaction, or I don't know, anything else, I don't know what it does to them, but if it brings them joy, let them have it. I don't care. I got those annoying gnats everywhere at the moment. Do you have them too at the moment? I think they come out in spring and in fall. I usually don't have them in summer. Party time? Yeah. Marco's wife is in Las Vegas, right? LA. How about if everyone in this channel here becomes the moderator? Even the trolls? Wouldn't that be funny? Let's start. I'll just make the trolls moderators, and then they can delete. You can delete each other, and let's see who wins. Starving trolls does tend to work, but anyway, I love gyoza. I've been meaning to make hagi gyoza for years. Ever had haggis? Haggis? Oh, you mean the Scottish food? I tried to read that in an in a Japanese way. And I was like, haggis does not sound like I can. Japanese uses similar vowels, or not vowels, but phonetics than Chinese, and I would never see anything like that in Chinese language. So I was like, haggis. How would I pronounce that in Chinese? So you mean haggis, right? Is that sheep? Is that made in sheep stomach, and then it's just like a minced meat or something? My sound is chopped again. Oh no. I'm sorry, guys. I hope not. I don't know what YouTube is doing, but it's not doing me a favor at the moment. Adding a little bit of water to my dumplings so I can steam them. Not too much, I don't like it when the stuff is soft. It's crackly, oh no. My Wi-Fi, it's probably my husband playing Assassin's Creed, using up all the internet. Oh well, if it gets too bad, guys, let me know and I'll just hop off. I don't want to torture you with the bad sound quality. I'm sure you got other things to listen to that sound better than my crackly voice. Haggis can be sheep or cow, chopped meat and oats. Oh, with oats, you're right. I was wondering, because I remember there's this one show I watched. Let me think if that's a German show. Yes, it's a German show. It's like two chefs. One is a Michelin star chef, and the other one is not. But he has a lot of restaurants in Germany or in the world, and he's very famous too, but he doesn't have a star. And they send each other around the world, and they give each other challenges. So they send each other to restaurants around the world or just food places, and then they have to try the dish there, and then they will have, without knowing what it is and what's in there, they will have to try to imitate it or cook it without knowing the ingredients. They have to taste what's in there, and then they have to serve it to the people that usually go to those restaurants in those countries, and then they will get ranked to see if they outcooked the original chef or if they're at the same level. So it's a really, really cool show. I'm trying to think, in case you want to see it or watch it, Marco. I don't know if you like cooking shows. I love cooking shows. Have you seen the Netflix cooking show or the Korean one? What's it called? Culinary Wars, I think. I was so obsessed with it. I watched it with my husband in a couple of days. I saw it at a YouTube channel that I watched. And she mentioned that she watched or binge watched it, and I really like watching her, and I've been watching her for like 10 years or so, so I trusted her instincts, and then I watched it and I was hooked immediately. So if you haven't seen Culinary Wars, it is so good, and I watched so many cooking shows, and some of them are really trash, but that one is really top notch, especially if you like Korean food. It's really interesting. I love Korean shows in general. My husband always makes fun of me because all my Netflix recommendations in my profile are usually Chinese or Korean or Japanese. And I don't know if I already told that or told you guys that in a live stream before, but I started to get Korean and Japanese advertisements on our TV when we watch YouTube or Netflix. So I get like Korean and health insurance advertisements, so they probably think I'm a Korean old lady or something living here. So that's pretty funny. Anybody want to come over here and clean up tomorrow? If you guys want to clean up here, you're welcome anytime. There's a lot to do. This wall is hiding all the chaos. I've just been so busy with work at the moment, and on my free time I usually do something for YouTube or with the animals or with the strays, so I don't really feel like I have any time for myself. I went to the library 2 days ago and I got a pile of books, which is silly because I don't even have time to read them, but you know, I'll show you what I got. Please don't laugh at me that I got so many books, because everyone knows that I'm not going to read all of those. But for Lent, I was trying to do different things for different weeks. So this week I wanted to try to focus on reading and not be on my phone, except if I do something for YouTube. And it's working pretty well. I naturally don't even have the feeling that I need my phone anymore. Like, I don't know what to do on my phone anymore at the moment because I don't use social media anymore. And if I'm not cutting videos or posting anything, I really don't have any use for my phone at the moment. I love Japanese shows. Midnight Diner is one of my favorites. I watched it. It's really good. I agree. You've seen Culinary Wars a few times? Nice. I have to rewatch it too. Yeah, I just watched Squid Game. That was the last Korean show after I watched. I mean, everyone's seen Squid Game. That's not like an insider Korean show or anything like that, but the other Korean shows I watch are more like K-dramas, more like, I don't want to say girl stuff because everyone obviously can watch it, but my husband would always call it like girl stuff. Has Frostikins made an appearance? I haven't seen any of the cats today. I was there way too early, that's why I didn't stream it. They were probably still out and about, so I was there too early. So I just saw one, and then I didn't want to bother you guys with a live stream if there's no cats. So I went back home and took a little nap. Because I was there early because I knew if I waited too long I'd be too tired to go. So I just got out of the house right after I came back from work without taking my shoes off. You still need to watch Squid Games. Shuriken, are you serious? You have to watch it. Like, it's not like 11 out of 10, but it's pretty much up there. It's just its own thing. It's very dark. It's definitely not putting you in a good mood or anything. It's definitely I don't want to say it makes you sick to your stomach, but it's definitely showing the abyss of the human character, or the dark side of the human mind. Or it's not a feel-good show, but it definitely gets you hooked. And if you like Korean shows and just movies like Parasite or those kind of darker, weird movies, I think you'll like Squid Game a lot. And I mean, I think most people like Squid Game. I have yet to meet someone that said he didn't like it or they didn't like it. Get audiobooks maybe. Yes, that's what I want to do. I need to get more audiobooks. I'm listening a lot to Eckhart Tolle at the moment. I don't know if you know him. He wrote The Power of Now. It's gonna sound cringe, but it changed my life to the better. I just like listening to chill people. I don't like Joe Rogan kind of stuff. I can't deal with his like loud fake laugh and just sometimes really silly questions. Like, I know there's nothing like a silly question. A question is always valid to the person that asks, but I don't know. I don't like Joe Rogan at all. I don't know. What's your guys' opinion? Are you guys Joe Rogan fans? So I hope I didn't hurt anyone. But I just can't deal with that kind of stuff anymore. I used to listen to Huberman Lab too. He's also very famous. Probably heard about him. But also not a fan of him anymore. So yeah, listening to a lot of space talk, or not space talk, but astrophysicists or marine biologists, that kind of stuff. I think that's very interesting. I just watched a horror movie, but turned it off. You watch it by yourself? Are you serious? Never watch a horror movie when you're alone at home. That's rule number 1. Because there will be a sleepless night, and every step that the cats make will sound like something else. So I'm a huge fan of Sadhguru. I don't know. I'm not torn with him. I watch a lot of his, or I did watch a lot of his YouTube videos. I like a lot what he does about his new projects, Save the Soil, where he's talking about how mass production and mass farming is ruining, or deforestation is ruining the soils on the earth or on the planet. Thich Nhat Hanh, he is the creator of the Plum Village. He's really sweet. He died a couple years ago, but he has a lot of good books about how to bring peace or being peaceful in yourself and to other people, and not engaging in the mean things of the world or the bad things happening, which is really hard sometimes. This is for my husband. My husband's trying to look into Catholics or Catholicism. Did I say that right? Into the Catholic religion. Yeah, I think he's really interested in that. I got that for him because he was interested, and I couldn't really explain it very well myself. This one is a really great book, Eat, Sleep, Sit. I read it almost fully, but I never completely finished it before I have to hand it back to the library. So this time I'm hopeful. This is going to be the first one I'm reading. And this one I already read, but it's really nice. It's like just little chapters. It's just like a chapter a day basically when you go to bed, and it's just like very simplistic ideas for a simple living by Shunmyo Masuno, a Japanese Zen monk. He wrote a couple books, and it's really good. Oh, I just talked about Eckhart Tolle. Oh no, that's not the one I'm talking about, I think. Meister Eckhart, I don't think it, no, theologian. Wrote a lot about hell and purgatory. No, I have not heard about him. I just mixed him up with Eckhart Tolle, but it sounds like something very different. I'll have to look into it, and I'm gonna tell my husband about it. I think that's right up his alley. Maybe I should better watch comedy like ARD Tagesschau, right? The best comedy out there. I can't even watch that kind of stuff anymore at the moment. Hi Ashad, how are you doing? Not a huge Rogan fan either. Okay. You love Parasite? I liked it too. The cinematography of that movie is just so good. I still remember that scene in the rain when the house is about to flood, and they're capturing those beautiful moments of the rain in the city, and you can almost smell the rain and the city, and it's so nice. And it just reminded me of my days in Hong Kong when it was raining. And then she's sitting on the toilet and the entire toilet basically exploding from or bursting from all the water. It's definitely a 180 turn. 10 Questions to the Dalai Lama is a good audiobook. I saw that actually in the library. I'll have to look into that. Art of Happiness with Dalai Lama is very good. I saw that too. I almost grabbed that, but I was like, it's ridiculous. I have so many books that I'm not even gonna be able to finish. So I'll look into that next time. Yeah, there's way more that I like, and there's some that I always get, even though I already read them. I'm one of those people that rewatches stuff all over again all the time, like The Lord of the Rings, or just movies that I like or shows that I like, where I know what I'm seeing, or I know it's good. It's always hard for me to find something new and invest my time in something new, but I think that's just human. Looks like some excellent books. They always say that you can't explain what Zen is, only what it isn't. That is very good. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, my husband is really into looking into all different kinds of religion. Like, he's definitely a Christian, but he just wants to be open-minded and look into other religions, because I talked to him a lot about Taoism and Buddhism, because of my I had a lot of courses in university about those things, because my major in Chinese has a lot of those things, cultural things, and had a few seminars about East Asian religions, so I'm really into that stuff, and he's too now. I'm gonna eat something real quick. I hope you guys don't mind. Where are you going, Dusty? If you hate watching people eat, please feel free to leave at any time. I don't want to gross you out. The Four Agreements. It sounds familiar. By Don Miguel Ruiz. And the other one with the happiness reminded me of a book I read. A Japanese guy. Quite famous. It was pretty hyped. I think it was called... Sorry, I'm being super rude eating with my mouth open. Just doing what every mukbang person is doing. Do you guys like mukbangs, by the way? I don't understand it. I mean, maybe if I'm... Although maybe, yeah, if I'm eating by myself, watching someone else eat, feels like I'm eating with that person, maybe. So maybe that's why. But if they don't talk, I don't really feel the need to watch them eat. The Book of Five Rings. The Art of Archery is a classic. We had it in our library in university, and I was always tempted. I never read it. I think I was really mainly focused on the things that I needed for my seminars. But now I would have all the time to read all the cool books that I want to read. But I don't, even though I really loved reading. Especially as a kid, I would always read. And now I'm really so used to just turning my brain off and watching something. And that's part of my lens. I'm trying not to watch any stupid stuff anymore, or like brain dead stuff. God, I watched an episode of Temptation Island yesterday. Can you believe it? I'm like at rock bottom now, I guess. The Four Agreements, that's what I was trying to look up. I had that book in Germany actually, but I never looked into it. I think I bought that and never read it. But I'll definitely add it to my list. It has become the eating channel now, right? It's nice seeing another white person who can eat properly with sticks. I mean, I probably would have died in China if I wouldn't have learned it in a cafeteria. Cafeterias with like 500 Chinese people. They were huge. So I had to learn it at one point because there was nothing like forks or spoons. I mean, there were spoons for soups, obviously, but no fork inside. Especially not when you are traveling into like very non-touristy spots, like very rural areas. But I'm glad to hear that you can eat with chopsticks too, Shuriken. There's not many. I agree with you. Destructive emotions with Dalai Lama is good too. Okay, I guess the Dalai Lama books are good. Because you already mentioned 3, so if 3 are good, he must be a good author. Or I don't know if he writes it himself or if he has people that write it for him. But that was my sign that I needed to get those books from the library next time. But I need to finish at least 2 of those that I got. And then I'll get a new one. That's my mission for this week. Hi Marcus. Hi Dirty Dan. Hi Ashley, how are you doing? Good to see you. I tried to feed the cats earlier, but they weren't there. So I just left without streaming it because there was nothing else or nothing to see really. So I just made some. It probably looks super unappetizing like this. I made some shiitake mushrooms, some cabbage, and some dumplings, like a stir fry basically. And then I just steam the dumplings with the stir fry in the end for a couple minutes. And then it's not too moist or anything. It's just perfect consistency in my opinion. I've been super hungry. I haven't ate all day. Not true. I ate a little bit. Ooh, there's a bean sprout going down the throat without me doing anything. I'm glad you're doing good. How was your day? Did you do anything special? Did you have to pick up the kids? And I'm doing good too. Just been working a lot today and I'm about to get a headache again. Been getting those headaches lately in the evening. So that's a little annoying, but it's not too bad. It was way worse yesterday. Today is nothing compared to that. But yeah, other than that, I had a very fulfilling day with a lot of children. And I don't know if you've seen the post. I was wearing one of those historic dresses from the 1800s. Very comfortable, but also not very practical at the same time, especially when you walk uphill. But they're like as long as you just reach the ground basically, so they're exactly my length. I wouldn't trip over it, but they would definitely, the skirt would always like wrap around my legs, especially walking uphill or downhill. But other than that, it's comfortable. And the bonnet was a little weird to get used to because it's like being a horse carrying a carriage or in front of a carriage with those things, those blinders they have. That's how I felt today because the bonnet is kind of the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but it's like here blocking your peripheral vision. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Tomorrow I might, or next time on Thursday I'm gonna work there again. I'm gonna wear ahead instead. Your daughter used to have an eating channel with thousands of subs at one time. Wow, that's cool. That's good for her. Those eating channels are really popular. People really like that. I already read that, sorry. I grew up eating with hashi, my Japanese sensei taught me, along with the martial arts. It's actually rare to learn Japanese martial arts from Japanese people in the US, so I was fortunate. Oh, for sure, yeah. Usually the martial arts here get taught by people that are American and maybe learned it from a Japanese person when they were traveling abroad or stationed somewhere with the army or something. I go to a Tai Chi class sometimes here, and it's a Marine guy, so it's an American, but he learned it in China, or from someone Chinese, not in China, I think. I learned a little bit of Tai Chi in China, so it's definitely nice to pick it back up. But the feeling was definitely different, having an American teaching you. I don't know why. It's also different to do it in America. I feel like the vibe is just different because in China I would do it in a park, you know, in like one of those beautiful parks. So this is different atmosphere. And it's very cool that you had a Japanese sensei. It's very special. I'm glad you had that opportunity. My cats are hiding after watching the horror movie with me. Seriously? It's probably spooky sounds. My dog doesn't really like horror movies, or my friend's dog. He hates it even more. We watched The Nun, I think, and then we watched The Conjuring. And I mean, those sounds are very disturbing, especially for animals. And their dog was not a fan of that. I'm watching my husband right now, by the way. Talking about Japan or martial arts. The new Assassin's Creed. They are on spring break this week. Nice. Spring break. That's cool. I thought you guys are already done with spring break. I think the kids here already went back to school. They had spring break last week. That's probably different for each county. You have anything planned during spring break, or just relaxing and enjoying your time together? I'm sorry you're getting the evening headaches. I wonder what it is. Maybe it really is the pressure, like the air pressure or something. And the constant change with the weather. It's trying to get warm, but it's not really getting warm. And it's so windy. And I don't know. It feels really nice, but yeah, the wind, it might be a very low pressure system going on. Yeah, Shuriken, you're a horror movie expert. Your cats probably know all the horror movies and their sounds already. It's funny that they're immune to it already. Good for them. With muscle cramps, I can show you what I use actually. Sometimes it helps, not always. This is no advertisement. but I grew up on that stuff. So I've been using this for everything. Can you read this? It's the Tiger Balm. This is not the right one. This is the white one. This is more for like muscle. Pain relieving ointment. And I feel like the American version is not as strong. Usually I get it in China. It's much stronger from my feeling. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe it's just placebo. But I get a red one and I put a little bit here on my sleeves and it helps with the blood flow. And what I also like to do with headaches, which is usually the only thing that really helps, like this helps a little bit, but putting a hot towel, like you soak a towel in hot water, like really hot water, and then you put it, you don't have it boiling hot obviously, but really warm, and then you put it right here over your eyes like this, and you have it sit there and really press it onto your eyes. And I used that yesterday because I tried everything and I don't take pain medication. I hate taking any medication. I know I'm one of those annoying people, but I try not to get used to it, so if I need it one day, I'm not immune to it, you know, so it still works on me, if that makes sense. And I just don't really like pharma and all that stuff. Not trying to make this like a, not trying to talk about that topic, because I know it's very heated. I'm vaccinated and all that. I'm not one of those people that completely disagrees with everything. But I just don't like to take medication if I don't really have to. So I try to use warm compresses on anything that hurts. And most of the time that works very well. Your 19th century gear is awesome. Meg and I do some 18th century living history stuff with the Scottish Tartans Museum. Ah, that's where the haggis comes to play. The Scottish. Do you have any Scottish genes inside of you? Because I know my husband, he does have a lot of Scottish. He did this ancestry thing. I've never heard about it before I came to America. I feel like this is a very popular thing here to get your genes tested. So he's mainly British, Scottish and Irish. Patches hit good too with pain and cramps. I never had those. I only know Vaseline, not Vaseline. What's it called? The stuff that we have in Germany, the paste, where they make this very inappropriate advertisement where they use a native person doing that sound with their mouth, which is really weird. Thinking back at that now, that they still did that not too long ago, but oh well. Germany. Tell him that game is trash. Colton! He got his headphones on. Someone is an Assassin's Creed hater here. So T Fundy, what's the good games? What should we play? Bring it on. Relaxing and enjoying time together. That's nice. Quality time is always very good, important. I love just having time to relax and just be at home. It's usually my favorite time. Those white blooming Bradford pear trees are terrible on my allergies. Are those little tiny mini apples or pears apparently that are really big and they're on every Kroger parking lot? I think I know what you're talking about. Because I can feel every morning when I wake up, my throat and the back of my nose, like here, my sinuses are really sore. I don't have the runny nose anymore, but it just feels swollen. Like my entire like sinuses just feel swollen all the time. So I think it might be the same reason for me then that my allergies give me the headaches. And my body is not used to those American pollen because we have different trees. In Germany, I don't really have any seasonal allergies, just slightly. I think willow trees are the ones that really screw up my nose in Germany, because in China there are so many willow trees. Like you could sit literally, I lived on the 16th floor in a high building in Peking or Beijing. And the Summer Palace wasn't too far away from me. The Forbidden City Palace. No, not the Forbidden City Palace. The Summer Palace wasn't too far away. And sometimes there's so many trees up there, and in the mountains, I could see the Great Wall, by the way, from my balcony. But yeah, there were so many mountains and trees, and a lot of willow trees. So sometimes I was living in the city, like, and Peking is a huge city, and I was living in the city center. And there was so much pollen that it looked like it was snowing in spring. So I remember looking out of my window. I was like, am I dreaming? Sometimes the smog, when I was exposed to so much smog, like sometimes really dangerous levels where I had to wear a face mask in my room, even for sleeping. Sometimes the mask would just like probably mess up my oxygen levels and stuff. So I had like hallucinations sometimes when it was really bad. And I was like, oh, that must be a hallucination. I'm dreaming that it's snowing or imagining that it's snowing. And then I looked outside on the balcony and the white stuff was everywhere. So it was pollen, but it was like this big and you could barely see the next building. So it was crazy. Yeah, thanks Ashley for mentioning that name. I had no idea how that tree is called. You know it too. That same sensor was obsessed with tiger balm for some reason. The red kind. Yes, red kind. I have the red kind. I have a little, and this is the big version. I have a little tiny, small tiger balm. It's super cute. It's my travel essential. I always have it on planes, or whenever something's stinky or my nose feels blocked, I always put it down here, and then I will just open up my sinuses. You don't like to take meds either, especially pain meds? Okay, so you understand me. It's just, I don't know, I feel like meds are just never, like they always will have some effect on you, on your liver, and even people say it's totally fine and safe. Yeah, I guess it's safe, like you're not gonna die from it, obviously, but it doesn't mean it's healthy at the same time. So, and not everything in the world is healthy, and I eat ice cream sometimes, also not very healthy, but at least it tastes good. That's smart, Ashley. I mean, obviously, sometimes it's important to take antibiotics if you really need them, like they're necessary for human survival or our species. It's one of the most important inventions, but people just overdo it with it. And eating so much meat with all the antibiotics make them immune to some kind of antibiotics, so it's really dangerous. You get like a resistance. So it's probably good not to take it for every little thing if your body can fight it off naturally, but I'm not giving any advice, medical advice or anything. I'm not an expert at all. But yeah, antibiotics, if you take them, they will kill everything in your guts, like your microbiome. So if you take it, make sure you restock your microbiome with a lot of fiber a lot of blueberries, flaxseed, all that good stuff, vegetables, so the good bacteria can grow back because that's what they need. And take some probiotics and all that stuff. But that's just my suggestion. Not an expert, like I said, no medical advice. I've been reading and watching a lot about that stuff. But that's a whole topic for a whole video or discussion. I have mostly British and Irish students, and my family were relatively recent immigrants. Okay, so you still remember your heritage without even looking into the ancestry, like the DNA test. That's very cool. I think my husband has a lot of Amish people on one side of the family, so they have a lot of Swiss on his mom's side. But she's also half British, so she's half Swiss and half British, and then the dad is like basically fully British. But that's really cool that you know your heritage. What did I miss? Are we talking about Tiger Balm? Yeah, we missed you. Funny. We talked about Tiger Balm just being an ointment for many things, and it's just my staple. I grew up on Tiger Balm. My mom, when she was still alive, she didn't really believe in anything like that, like medical stuff. Ironically, she died from cancer. So in the end, she tried to believe in it, but it didn't work, unfortunately. But she brought that Tiger Balm into my life, and she would always rub it on my chest if I was congested, or if I had a cough, or if I had some muscle pain or tummy pain. It basically was the ointment for everything. So I sometimes use it for headaches, and I put it on my sleeves, but be careful with the eyes, like it really burns your eyes, so don't put it anywhere close to eyes or your inside your nose or anything like that. It's definitely a no-no. But the red one is much better than the white one. The white one is for beginners, so it's not really doing anything. I think the red one is much better. Do you guys have anything like that, like an ointment that you would use for anything, like go to? It's Tiger Balm and heating pads or hot towels. What am I eating? I'm eating shiitake mushrooms and cabbage stir fry, and I put some dumplings inside, so it's just a wild mix of stuff. Some refrigerator food. Castle Wolfenstein. What's that? Yeah, that's them. Oh, those trees. Okay. Yeah, those I call them Kroger trees because they always grow next to Kroger's from what I've seen. So they're beautiful. But have you smelled the blossoms, or anyone else that knows those trees, those white blooming big trees on the parking lots? Those blossoms, you have to smell them. I hope they're still blooming so you can do it. I hope it doesn't mess up your nose or anything if you do it. But you have to smell them and tell me they don't smell like raw mushrooms, like those button mushrooms. They smell like, I said it to my husband too, he's like, they don't smell like flowers, because we were walking around and we saw the first blooms on the tree, and we're like, oh cute, spring is here, you know. And then we tried to smell them, and we were expecting a flowery smell, the smell of spring, and all I smelled was mushrooms. I love mushrooms, but not when I smell flower. So it was very interesting. It took me a while to figure out what it smelled like, because you know how if something doesn't look like the thing, it's hard to figure out what it is that it reminds you of, even though it's super obvious. But that's the same thing if you put blinds, or if you blindfold a person and you feed them something, and it's super obvious, it's like a banana or peaches or something, super simple, or cucumber, they will not know what it is in most cases. So yeah, our optical perception is definitely very important. Antibiotics, last time I took them was in 2006. I had a martial arts related injury, cut to the bone. Ooh, that sounds rough. They gave me some to make sure I didn't get infected. I mean, yeah, sometimes it's really important and necessary. Infections can be really bad. I do take allergy meds every night because they're so bad, the allergies. I'm sorry. I took one, I took some for a while too, because the army would give it for free, you know. So I took some, but I was so tired from it. I could not stay up for more than 2 hours in a row after eating and swallowing them. So I had to stop. Like, it was affecting my life quality so badly that I could do nothing. Like, even work was hard, so I had to stop taking them. So are yours making you sleepy at all, or is that just me? So for me, that was really oh man, I love it. My husband left his plate here with his food. Clean up a little bit. I'm so full. I can't eat anymore, even though I'm not finished, but I gotta eat it another time. You know the feeling when you're so hungry all day and then your stomach is so small that you don't really have the room for the food. I'm getting myself a sparkling water. That's a beer. I don't want a beer. That's also beer. Can I have something non-alcoholic, please? Yes. Oscar. Hi, Schatz. I'll put you guys here. And thank you so much for eating with me. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Have you tried the X oil that comes in long hexagon bottles with the green label? Works like a charm too. No, I have not. X oil, okay. I gotta. Man, I really need to have like a notepad next to me, or like a little piece of paper where I write all you guys' tips down or suggestions. Pain meds can be essential, though if pain is super strong. Of course, Marco. 100%. I know you, for example, have you're in a lot of pain sometimes, so I definitely understand that. But if it's just like a little pain, you know, something that I have that's really not crazy at all, but my level is not comparable to yours, so definitely understand that. It's a great invention for people that actually need it. So I'm glad that it exists. That's why you should hunt and garden. I wish I could garden. If I had a garden, I would be out there every day. But I don't have a garden. Leverkin, antibiotics, everything. So when you have a headache, do you just put the balm on your temples and then the hot moist cloth? Yes, I put the balm on my temples. And sometimes I just do the hot cloth, and that works really wonders. You should try it. Really press it on your eyes and give a little bit of pressure on your eyes, like this area most importantly, and here on your nose, because from the allergies your sinuses swell up, and that creates a lot of pressure on your face. So, and then the headache goes all the way into behind your eyes, and I had it yesterday, so I started here, then I went into my eye, and then I went to my side, and in the end I had it like here, and then went all the way down my neck. So it was a nightmare. And my husband was out there having fun drinking with the neighbors, and I heard them laughing outside, so I was like missing out, you know, on the fun, but I just really couldn't get out of bed. It was so bad. So yeah, and then I did the hot cloth. I didn't even think about it for some reason, even though I usually do it. And I did it, and it was much better. So you should really try it. The Med channel for alternative. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to give any advice because I'm not qualified at all. It's just personal experience, and I think most of us are on the same page with that kind of stuff as I'm reading. So it's cool that we can give each other tips and all that. That's one thing I love about the channel or the community, that there's so many smart people and people with life experience here that can help out each other. Oscar wants to be part of this. I know you got a lot of life experience too, Oscar. Yeah. You're a great contribution to the channel with all your cuteness and your 12 or 13 or 14 years of dog life. He got a swollen cheek, by the way. But it got better. I don't know what it is. Sorry guys, I'm so slow at reading. I make my own. I just go to a Chinese herb shop and give them the recipe, then stick the herbs in some plum wine or vodka. Works great for bruises and sore muscles. Nice, very cool. I love Chinese herbs. I use them a lot in China, but not really here. I got some stuff I can show you. Oh, I gotta show you this. This is so cute. Not me. Oscar got a little opossum. Can you see that? He got this opossum in the local pet store, and he loves it. It's his new friend. Is he your friend? Usually he rips apart his toys and he Oh, did you see that? Schatz, you're being very rude. He's so cute. Yeah, usually he breaks his toys, but if he loves them, he'll just nibble a little bit and keep them intact. But don't mind the insane price. For some reason that was very expensive, but this is, I don't know if you can see that, it's so dark in here, I'm sorry. Some roots. 14 Perfect Balance Tea. I love that name. 14 Perfect Balance Herbal Tea. Those translations really crack me up sometimes. Good for blood pressure, liver function, overall health, fatigue in elderly people, like myself, weakened immune system, everything basically. I like it. I like the flavor. I took it half a year ago, after some procedure. And I feel like it helped, but I'm not sure. Could be placebo. In my home country, we use a variety of mint and eucalyptus oils. It's very good for muscle cramps and headaches. Nice. Yeah, I think that's what's in the red one, right? It's mint or peppermint oil. And I don't know about eucalyptus, but I have all those oils at home, so if I'm sick, I'll put them in a diffuser and have it diffused into the air, like in a water diffuser with some tea candle under it. Because I feel like it opens my sinuses a little bit, or I do like a hot steam bath. Like I put a pot with boiling water in front of me and put a towel over my head with the boiling water right there. It's a very German thing. If you're sick, you have to do that. Your parents will make you do that, and it opens up your nostrils. It's really good if you have a cold. Where did you learn the recipe from? If I eat American bread, I often still don't know what it is. Oh, blindfolded. That's funny. Yeah, that's probably a valid point. Honestly, it doesn't taste like anything. I got the recipe from a guy I used to train with who practice Wing Chun. So did you do Wing Chun, Shuriken? I had an ex-boyfriend. He did Wing Chun professionally in Hong Kong. And he was really good. He was the student of the guy that's in Ip Man in the movie. Connor or something. I forgot his name. But yeah, he has a studio in Hong Kong, and he filmed with Ip Man, and he was also in Karate Kid. And he teaches Wing Chun in Hong Kong, and that guy was his student. Oops, sorry. I drank too much carbonated water. Lack of sleep and jet lag can cause headaches too, 100%. You can definitely tell my eye circles or eye bags. I have such bad sleep at the moment, and it's probably contributing to the headache, so I agree with that. I love learning natural home remedies. Thank you for the advice. Of course, thank you so much for yours too, for all your advice, like all you guys' advice. That's what we're here for. And like I said, take it with a grain of salt. We are not professionals in a medicine or anything, but I mean, we all have some life experience and some personal experience, so it's always good to talk about it. And never hurts to try if it's nothing dangerous, you know what I mean. Oscar squeaking with his possum over there. I don't know if you can hear it. Oh yeah, Marco, you're right. Yeah, Marco has knowledge. That's true. 10% lack of sleep, temperature change inside the nostrils, hunger, stress, change in sleep cycle, all of them. 100%, yeah, all of it. Even your microbiome, if you have a bad gut microbiome, it can always, or too much salt intake, too much sodium, being dehydrated, all that kind of stuff. Good evening, Oscar and Oscar's mom. Hello, Nash, good to see you. My husband is playing Assassin's Creed. Oscar is playing with his opossum. He dropped it and now he's confused where it is. The little old blind man. Oscar, it's to your right. I guess it's too far away for him. Sometimes he drops something or throws his toys away and then he wants me to get them. Baldrian-Tropfen, valerian root. That's valerian root. I always see that here and I'm like, I never heard valerian root in Germany, but it's Baldrian. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Marco. Learned something new. Could have just looked it up, but I was always too lazy to do that. But Baldrian works wonders, I think, at least from my experience. Like I said, not an expert, but I used to take them sometimes before exams. Do you mind if I ask what your home country is? Even though Baldrian is alternative, it can damage your liver. I mean, yeah, a lot of things that's good for you can damage your liver. Everything can be a poison or a medicine. It really depends on how much you take and how your overall health status is. You should never overdo anything. It also goes for healthy stuff or medicinal stuff. Have you heard about kava, by the way? I heard that for the first time here in America. Kava is like a leaf or a root, either one. And I think it's mostly from Hawaii, and it calms you down. It's they sell it here in teas now, but apparently it's really bad for your liver if you drink too much of it. So I'm trying not to drink it too often. I have it sometimes if I'm like super stressed. I like it. It's very bitter, so it tastes pretty disgusting. But yeah, I'm sorry. Oscar is trying to eliminate it, I guess. Schatz. This is the funniest toy ever. I love it. He's so cute when he plays. A Dodge Charger Hellcat just passed by. Oh, I know those. Or the Honda Civics. Okay, Oscar. Careful while taking those teas. Oh, for sure. Yeah, in America, I think they have pretty good screenings. FDA stuff and all that, but not always. Like, you really need to be, still need to be careful. From lesser known gardens from India, China, grown with pesticides. Yes, very important fact, funny, I agree. A lot of pesticides, and even pesticides that have been forbidden for years or decades are still present in the soil in a lot of Asian countries, but also American countries, is still in the soil. I wrote a lot of my papers in university about soil in Asia, and agriculture was my favorite topic to read into, agriculture. So I guess you guys can tell that I really would love to have my own garden. Yeah, pesticides is a big thing. Same with coffee. So any coffee lover here, please, if you buy coffee, that's just my advice from what I heard. So I worked together with, I don't know, does anyone know Goji Man? He's here on YouTube. He has a big YouTube channel. He's a guy from England. So I had some FaceTimes with Goji Man before, helping him out with his YouTube channel. So he selected quite a few people, or not quite a few, he selected a few people, like I think it was 6 people that he had FaceTime calls with to proofread his stuff or to watch his stuff and look into the science behind it and all that, and then give him like a feedback. So I was one of those people, and he made a good video. So he's a master's in what's it called? Not medicine, not biomedicine. I can't think of it right now. Health related, kind of like medicine, biology in that field. And he talked about coffee and the impacts of coffee. And coffee is highly full with heavy metals and pesticide and all that, if it's not organic especially. And those countries that make the coffee or sell the coffee or plant the coffee, they really suffer from the coffee production because of all those chemicals they have to use for the production and for having bigger yields or better yields. So it really has a very bad impact on the environment and on the people, and not just on the consumers, but also on the people that make it. So really, if you buy coffee, you should probably invest a little bit into organic coffee, because that has a little bit of higher regulations. It might still be bad or not 100% clean, but it's still better than the conventional one. So that's just a tip I have, because I was really shocked when I looked into it. Same with rice, by the way. Not at all. I'm originally from India, now living in Ohio. Oh yeah, I always forget, funny, that you also live in Ohio with Marco. Marco is pretty much right in the middle of Ohio. I think you're more on the right side, right? Funny, more on the East Coast. I've just recently found out that Ohio, I knew where Ohio was, but I never really looked into it. And I had no idea that you're right at the border to Canada, so you're right up there in the north. I've only learned a bit of Wing Chun along the way from people I've trained Japanese martial arts with through the years, swapping techniques and principles from different traditions. Very cool. That's cool that you swap the techniques and you learn a little bit from everywhere. The best of all the worlds. I started Wing Chun in school, but just seeing the people having all the bruises over their bodies, it looked like they just got beat up by five people at the same time, from those wooden training things or fighting each other. Just looked a little rough to me, but it's probably fun. Kava, very bad. Yeah, I heard about it. It can be really damaging, but I could never get obsessed with it or anything. Like, it's really not that tasty or anything, or the effects are not that crazy that I would really crave it all the time. It's just sometimes when I see it in my tea collection, I have a little bit. But yeah, thank you, Marco, for warning everyone. It's good to know. I knew it was a little bit bad for the liver, but I never knew it was like really that bad. So it's interesting. Survival rations. I don't know that. I know they had, I don't want to say it here, I don't want this to get deleted, so I'll try not to name anything or talk about it too much. I just know, maybe you have to look, or you should look into that yourself. There is this chocolate. It comes in a round box, in a metal tin, like a tin box, and it has cacao in it and something that sounds similar to that, but a bad thing that I'm not going to mention here because then it's going to happen. And yeah, Marco knows what I'm talking about. His streams sometimes get deleted because sometimes when you mention a name, it's not very good, and then the algorithm will find out. Do you believe in the Ohio drought conspiracy? Yeah, because when it's not raining for one day, you'll have a drought, right? So you better go out there and water your lawn before the drought ruins everything. Also, Americans and their lawns. Sometimes when I was driving to work today, I was driving through a very beautiful rural area, and it was really nice, and people had animals out there and trees and like orchards and flowers. It was really cute. And then the closer I got back to the city, where more of the rich people live in the suburbs, they have those massive houses, and they're even more massive lawns and backyards and fields, and it's just grass, and you see them mowing, you see them walking around with their little tank on the back where they spray their pesticides, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's an easy way out to get rid of weeds and stuff. I know I said it, but I didn't mean the broccoli kind of. I meant things growing on the ground, gardening. And I know it's a lot of manual labor to get them out of the ground, but using those pesticides is just so bad for you, the groundwater and all the animals. Like, I'll never forget my ex-boyfriend, one of my ex-boyfriend's family, they sprayed so much pesticides in their garden. It was not even funny. And I remember we have a lot of hedgehogs in Germany. Those are our groundhogs. And I remember I would find a hedgehog every week. Like, it's always a different one, obviously. Laying on the ground with blood coming out of their mouth, and every time I'd have to put them in a little cardboard box and drive them to the vet, and then they would give them the thing that would put them to sleep forever, just to end what they were going through, because the pesticides really mess up their entire intestines and give them inner bleeding and all that. So please try to not use pesticides. It's really something important. Just seeing all those little hedgehogs are really almost makes me tear up. That was so sad to see. The round chocolate, you know that? Oh, nice. Yeah, I think that's a German thing. I think it was very common back then. It rains 287 days a year. 2 weeks of Indian summer and everybody calls it a drought emergency. Yeah, that's funny. I mean, you guys are probably not used to it when it doesn't rain. I remember you said that in one of my streams when you saw was it today, I think, when you saw the sun in my live stream and you asked me what that yellow thing is in the sky. That was pretty funny. Up to 10,000 square foot monstrosities with 2 people living in them. Mega mentions upload today. No, I still have to watch it. I'll watch that a little bit later when I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth. That's usually my YouTube time. Or yeah, my brushing my teeth time and brushing my hair, that kind of stuff. I usually watch YouTube just to relax. But yeah, those kind of mentions. That's what I mean. Or even if it's not mentions, and I don't have, if people have enough money, they should get what they want. Like, if that makes them happy. It's just those lawns, they just drive me crazy. Seeing those huge lawns not doing anything for anyone, and then them spraying the pesticides on the lawns to prevent the weeds, and then they're reseeding because the grass dies from the pesticides. So it's just so absurd to me, and that there's like no flowers, like nothing for bees or pollinators, or it's just nature, but anti-nature at the same time. Like, not trying to blame anyone. If people like their lawn, they should have it, like enjoy your lawn, but I feel like have a few flowers somewhere, you know, if you have so much land, because the land used to be nature, so at least give a little tiny little bit of flowers back to nature, maybe. But yeah, sorry, I'm too German right now. I shouldn't be upset about those things. It's not my business. Hi Kawaii, thank you so much. Welcome to the channel. We appreciate every new person here. Just cool people here, cool and chill. Yeah, I need to check that video too. I'm excited. I love those videos when you're driving around, just showing stuff. It's just so relaxing to watch and interesting to see how other states look like. But I think we both figured out that Ohio and Tennessee have a lot in common. They look very similar. I put a timestamp. You can click on to see that part. Okay, very cool. I like timestamps. I always try to watch the full video, you know, just to give you watch hours and stuff, because I know that's important. I mean, I know you don't want to make money from this, but I mean, probably wouldn't hurt, you know. You have a little side hustle. I mean, it's not that you need it, I know, but since YouTube is already putting ads onto your videos, might as well pay you for it. That's what I mean. The whole video. You're too much in the Ohio mindset that you write whole without a W now. The Ohio holes sucking you into the abyss. But I never see a soul outside, just gardeners. If you even see gardeners, I don't really see anyone outside sometimes in their houses. Or, yeah, that's another thing. In Germany, you're not praising Germany or anything. Like, Germany has its downsides too, for sure. But in Germany, when people have gardens, they're out there. They have garden gnomes between their flowers. They have rose bushes, they have apple trees, they have all kind of stuff. Like, they really garden, even if they have the tiniest little backyard. Not all, obviously. There's some people that like to just have cement and rocks everywhere. It's like a very specific kind of German. But yeah, most people really make use of the little piece of land that they have, because land is very rare in Germany, so you don't have a lot of garden. It's usually just like a little piece of green, but if you have it, you usually make use of it. And here I feel like you have so much, but you don't really use it, only that you have to mow it, and it takes forever, and people get stressed about it. They're like, oh, I gotta reseed, I gotta mow my lawn again, like, how fast can grass grow? And I'm like, of course it's gonna grow, like, what do you expect? Then just do something else with it, so you don't have to be bothered by it, you know. But that's, yeah, everyone's different. I have to acknowledge that. Whole, I said plump rather than plum earlier. Who needs right spelling? Not us. As long as we all know what we mean, it's all good. Today I also did a short racing sequence. Oh, nice. Did you put the lights back into your car? The princess got kicked in her butt and the horses were racing. Your YouTube shorts really crack me up sometimes. I really laughed about that one with the vacuum cleaner when you said, I hope your wife didn't get upset when she saw that shorts. But she probably knows how to take your videos with like some good sense of humor and not to take it seriously. It's just funny when you said that she wouldn't find what you were hiding because she makes a big turn around the vacuum cleaner. That was really funny. These homes have no sidewalks, no bicycle paths, no nothing, just gigantic lawns with no people to be seen anywhere. Yes, no one's ever outside making use of their beautiful piece of land. It's just, I don't know, it's just sad sometimes to see, and them sitting inside with the AC running while they have such a beautiful property. I don't know. If you have allergies, I completely get it that you're inside because you don't want to be exposed to the allergies all the time, so I definitely understand that. But other than that, I don't know, kind of a waste of space a little bit. And yeah, Marco, I said the same thing, by the way, when you just said that with the sidewalks. I was talking to that with my husband when we were driving. So I was like, I really like the countryside here, but the sad part is that even if I lived here, I couldn't walk around like I could in Germany, because in Germany, most of the land belongs to the government, or it's just public property, so you can walk anywhere. So everything that's green, you can walk on, basically. But here, I feel like every single piece of land, if it's not an official park, belongs to someone. So I couldn't just walk from my house to another place easily without having to cross people's or walk on their lawns and make them upset eventually. So I feel like even when you're out in nature, you don't really have the ability to walk around or enjoy nature to the fullest, because kind of only allowed to be on your own property, if that makes sense. Hi Richard, good to see you back. I'm glad you like gardening too, good to hear. Got some gardening lovers here. So one day when I have a house, or maybe not my own, but if I rent a house and not an apartment anymore, I can't wait to do a little bit of gardening here on this channel too. I've been waiting, so I started gardening out in a public area now. I just used a little empty lot of land where nothing is built for years, so I just started planting some squash there, and I planted some grapes. A church in the neighborhood, so I asked them if I can plant a little bit there, just to get my gardening fever under control. And it helped a little bit, to be honest. And I learned that I don't have to have my own garden to garden, and I can make other people happy by planting flowers there, or some grapes or something like that, you know. It doesn't need to be my own, but at the same time it would be nice to have my own garden, just so I could make more decisions without having to ask. That's like the main reason. Some of them have 6 garages. Yes, I know, it's crazy. Welcome to the suburban housecape, Marco. Yeah, the suburbs. It has pros and cons. I guess it's quiet and safe and all, but I couldn't do it. Even though I bet there's super nice neighborhoods, and if you have a nice house and a nice backyard and nice neighbors, and you know, nothing wrong with that. So until I know where I'm gonna live long term, I'm not gonna say anything negative about it, because chances that I'm gonna end up in a suburb as well is probably pretty high, since it's very normal in America. You're from the States, Richard? Oh yeah, didn't you say where you're from last time? I think I forgot already, I'm sorry. There's so many different states in the community, it's hard to keep up. My daughter is on watch patrol of my channel, so don't go completely nuts. Okay, you said that, I remember. Your wife told her to keep an eye on it. This area has no parking, no stopping anywhere to keep you out. Yeah, that's another thing. There's no, I mean, it's just people's properties where you're supposed to park on their, not on their parking spot or in front of their house. They'll show you what they think of that pretty fast. All mansions have huge driveways only for invited guests. Exactly. It's not like Germany where you can really, we call them Feldweg. It means field way. So you'll have a field way every kilometer or every mile. You have a field way leading into either a forest or on a field where you can walk your dogs, and everything, like I said, is public access. So I really miss that a lot, I have to say. Some have even guest houses. I know that huge guest houses, like the size of a house that I could not even afford, and that's just for guests. It's crazy. I hope your daughter doesn't stifle your eccentric too much. Yeah, I mean, we all get your kind of humor, and I'm sure your daughter does too, since she's your daughter, so she knows you probably very well. So we all know not to take the shorts too seriously sometimes. I grow peppers and tomatoes in a 5-gallon bucket on YouTube. Oh wow, peppers and tomatoes. I wish. I miss growing tomatoes. In Germany I built a little greenhouse for my tomatoes, and they just grew like crazy. I'm thinking about having something in a container in here, but I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be like really humid in the house if I do that. What's a D-tube, Richard? Maybe I'm just stupid that I don't understand. And I'd better skedaddle, folks, I hope. Oh, okay, bye, Shuriken. I enjoyed the chat as well, as always. We appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with us. Have a good night, and say hi to Mackenzie from us. Bye-bye. See you next time. You bribed her. She loves the channel. That's funny. Jesus loves you. Oh, Donovan, I think you've said it a few times already here in the channel. I appreciate that. Jesus loves you too. I love those kind of comments. Like, there's so many random comments that say some mean stuff, even though people don't know you, but who doesn't like random Jesus loves you? Very true. Oh, very sweet. More of those, less of the trolls, please. Bye-bye. Stoop. Patio. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Having any outside area would be nice. Even if I just had a little balcony, that would already help a lot. We got this massive window I can show you. So, oops, why is it so zoomed in? We got this massive window here. And I wish this window had a door so you could just step outside and have a little balcony, and I could drink my tea in the mornings and have a little breakfast there, even though I don't eat breakfast, but just imagining a balcony having a breakfast. Maybe I would start having breakfast if I had a balcony like that. But yeah, that would be really nice. Really unfortunate. Living in an apartment is not ideal if you're a gardening lover. I own an orange tree in Florida. Oh wow, that's amazing. I wish I had an orange tree or like a lemon tree because I love lemons. And I had one in Germany. It didn't grow very well, but a fig tree. I had a fig tree in Germany too. I love figs. I remember in Croatia, when we went to vacation in Croatia, just walking around, going to the beach, or not just at the beach, even in the mountains or anywhere, there were just huge, big fig trees. Just massive, and had those huge figs everywhere, and they were so good, and you could eat them everywhere. They were for free for everyone, and having a fig tree is definitely one of my dreams, but I would have to live somewhere more in the south for that. I think maybe in Tennessee it would be warm enough, but I don't know. What do you think, Richard? Think Tennessee would be good enough for a fig tree or an orange tree or a lemon tree? Or do I have to move to Florida as well? My husband and I were actually talking about moving to Florida because we went to Florida for vacation. I don't know, Richard, if you've seen it, that we went to Florida. I don't know, when you started watching the channel, it was a week ago, that we were in Florida, and we loved it. Like, it's so nice. The weather is, it was still March, so it's not that hot, so it's probably going to be really atrocious in summer, but that is an awesome window. I love your tall ceilings too. Thank you, Ashley. They are really nice, I agree. But I said that earlier, I think you were not here yet. You see that fire detector or smoke detector? And our ceilings are like 15 feet tall, so good luck changing that thing out. And in the bathroom, it's a little chilly because the bathroom ceilings are just as high as over there. So taking a shower with 15-foot ceilings is definitely not very cozy. But I do like my cold showers anyway, so it's not very cozy in general. Yeah, but in winter it's definitely not fun. Orange and lemon trees grew well in California. I bet, yeah, California is great for planting anything. No need to dig them out when moving here. Right. Florida is my second home. Oh, it's your second home? So you have a home in Florida and more in the north, or same here with our home and all the smoke detectors on those high ceilings. Yeah, it's definitely a little tricky to get them, the batteries changed out. Oscar, you wanna come up here again? Come. Oscar wants to go for a walk, I think. Ohio, hey, we got a third Ohio. That's all Ohio people. I don't know if Fanny is still here. He might be playing Scrabble. Yes. Can you say hi to Richard? Hi, Richard. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Marco. I don't know who else is in the chat at the moment. Oscar wants to be part of this. I know, you wish you could talk to us. We know what you're thinking. Yeah, only good stuff. I know, Shotzi. What? He is so grumpy at the moment. Yeah, you're witnessing it live now. Oscar, he never barked before, but the older he gets, he slowly increases his barking. And now he's at that level where in the evening, when I'm still talking or still up and he wants to go to bed, he gets super upset that it's not quiet and dark in the house. So he's like, why are you guys still up? It's my bedtime, so sleep time or potty. Well, he went potty pretty recently, like an hour before I started the live stream, but I'll probably take him out pretty soon. Shucks. He just gets grumpy. Even if he just ate, he just played with his toy. I think it's him telling me that it's his bedtime. Obviously, he still needs to walk before the bedtime. But when we go places at the moment, he is so obnoxious. Not obnoxious, he's a sweetie and everything, but he's like so grumpy and grouchy. And as soon as I grab his bed out of the car and I put him in the bed and put a blanket over his head, he's quiet. He just needs his own bed and the smell of his own blanket, and like a baby, I'm telling you. He says, Mama, I need to go potty. Yeah, I'll take him in a few minutes. You're probably not wrong. There's always something that little man wants. I just have cats now. Oh, you used to have a dog, Richard? No, you got cats. I got cats too. One is sleeping right now. Right there. And the big one is probably sitting on the chair. Let me see if yeah. I'll show you. Hey. Did I wake you up? Oh no. You shots, It's bedtime. It's bedtime, Are you watching Daddy play veggie games? Is he playing the silly veggie games? I know, he's playing veggie games all the time. He's not playing with you. Got this one here. Little baby. Florida is the income tax avoidance state if you live there for half a year. Oh, is it? I thought it was always Tennessee. People come here to avoid state income tax. A lot of famous YouTubers moved to Tennessee for that reason. That's what I heard. I drive to Nashville. Oh, nice. Cool. We live basically in Nashville. Very cool. Nashville, I don't envy you for driving through Nashville though, because Nashville traffic is one of the worst traffics ever. Nothing compared to Atlanta, but it's still really bad. Calico? Is that your cat's name? Possum. You possum. Oi. Get it. Oh. Sweetie. Interstate 65. Oh, okay, so you drive down from Ohio, Interstate 65. And then you have to 65. That goes right through Atlanta, doesn't it? I regret that I gave the opossum back, by the way. Sorry, guys. I didn't think that through. So, bear with me. But yeah, we drove all the way from Nashville to Florida in Tampa, not Tampa directly, but a little bit north of Tampa. So like a 10-hour drive or a 9.5 without traffic, but it was definitely more a 10.5-hour drive with Atlanta traffic. So I couldn't do that too often, to be honest. Your parents' relatives in Germany watching your channel? So I only have my dad, but my dad, it's a little bit of a sad story. So my dad has Parkinson's disease and he is pretty much bound to the assistance that he gets. So yeah, it is not easy for him to just watch something on his own, like go onto his phone or something. So he can't really do that anymore because his hands, I wouldn't say they're useless yet, but they're definitely getting there. So it's definitely a terrible disease. Oh yeah, you said that. I really have to talk to my sister about it and see if we can do something about that. But it's definitely not easy. Having a life here and having a job here now and a husband, and then also wanting to be there for the family, is definitely pulling me apart a little bit inside. So it's definitely one of my biggest struggles. So yeah, thanks for asking though, Marco, I appreciate it. And my relatives, other than my sister, don't really watch it. My friends do sometimes, but they all have their very busy own lives, so I understand that they don't really have the time to watch my stuff. I mean, you all have your own busy lives too. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just, I don't know. I think they're not very YouTube-y people, so I get that. My mom has Alzheimer's, not fun either. Yeah, it's really not fun. I agree. My grandparents had Alzheimer's too, and with the Parkinson's, it usually comes with dementia automatically, so he's also a lot of that issue. 87 years old, that's great. I'm happy to hear that. Glad your parents still doing good. I'm sorry about the Alzheimer's. Terrible diseases. Yeah, just seeing like those diseases progressing and you can't really do anything about it, it's definitely tough. So I'm sorry you gotta go through that. But yeah, I'm gonna take out Oscar now too. I just read that you're all going to bed. Kicking in. Okay, I got you. Have a good night, Marco, and thank you for sharing your story. And weather is good enough for some photography tomorrow. I hope so too. I hope you get some nice weather. I hope I can send you some over from Tennessee. And yeah, good talking to everyone. And I'll take out the Oscar baby in a second because he probably needs this bedtime walk now. It was very nice talking to you too, Richard, and to everyone else, Ashley, Marco, Shuriken, Funny, if you're still here, Donovan, all the people that are still on the stream, and the ones that were here before. Take me to Tiffany, sure. If you come out here in 2 minutes, we can go together. My friend, he lives close to me, or basically my direct neighbor. You too, Ashley. I hope your headache is not too bad tonight, and try the hot compress. It really works wonders, or at least I hope so. Give me feedback maybe if you can in the next live stream, and I really hope it works for you as well. And I hope the allergies will give you some rest tonight, and those stupid trees are done with their blossoms soon and turn into leaves. They look pretty, but yeah, I know the struggle. I'll try. That's all we can do. All we can do is try. But yeah, it was so nice talking to everyone. Thank you so much, Ashley. I appreciate it. It's not too bad. It's like right in the back of my head now, but I'll do the hot compress before bed as well, and maybe that will work again. And yeah, talk to you next time. Good night, everyone. See you next time.